Johannes Gutenberg and the invention of the printing press. Johannes Gutenberg, whose real name was Johannes Johannes Fleisch, was born between 1397 and 1400, probably in the German city of Mainz. He later took the name Gutenberg from his family's estate, Hof zum Gutenberg. As a young man, Gutenberg trained as a goldsmith and practiced his craft in Mainz. However, due to conflicts between local guilds and the city's patricians, he left Mainz in 1428. By 1434, records show him living in Strasbourg, where he joined the Goldsmiths Guild, though not as a full member since he was not a local citizen. Before 1438, Gutenberg began his first experiments with printing. His earliest known printed work may have been the Sibylline Buch, or Book of the Sibyls, printed before 1444. A small fragment only 9 by 12.5 centimeters survives today. These early prints show various imperfections, but they mark the very beginning of a revolution. Gutenberg kept his invention a closely guarded secret, which is why we know so little about his early work. Much of what we know comes from court records from a lawsuit involving Gutenberg and the heirs of Andreas Dritzen, one of his apprentices. Dritzen had paid to learn stone polishing and later joined Gutenberg's business venture. In 1438, he and two partners invested 80 gold coins in a company producing mirrors for a pilgrimage fair in Aachen. But the contract also mentioned training in a secret art, which most historians now believe referred to early printing techniques. There were two main reasons for keeping this art secret. First, fear of the Inquisition, since the church might have viewed the invention as suspicious or heretical, and scribes saw it as a threat to their livelihood. Second, fear of competition, that someone might steal the idea. Dritzen died in December 1438, and his brothers tried to take his place in the partnership, but the court rejected their claim. Records show that he had invested far more money and owned printing forms and a press at the time of his death, evidence that Gutenberg's invention was already underway. Gutenberg's invention combined several crucial innovations. Movable type, individual metal letters that could be reused. A special metal alloy, made of lead, tin, and antimony, sometimes mixed with copper, used to cast durable type. Over time, printers made their own type metal, and specialized type foundries appeared. Some of the most famous were Christian Egenolf's foundry in Frankfurt, Claude Garamond in Paris, whose elegant typeface still bears his name, and Guillaume Labie, who even cast Arabic and Hebrew type in the 16th century. Printers used tools like the composing stick, which helped arrange letters into lines, and the type case, a wooden tray that stored the letters. They also used printing ink made of linseed oil, soot, and other ingredients, applied to the type with ink balls or tampons. In 1448, Gutenberg returned to Mainz and continued his work. His greatest masterpiece was the 42-line Bible, also known as the Gutenberg Bible, printed in Latin. Printing began around 1452. Since he lacked funds, he partnered with a wealthy merchant, Johannes Fust, who financed the project. The Gutenberg Bible is remarkable for its elegant Gothic type, two-column layout, and hand-painted decorations. It consists of 1,282 folio pages, and only 45 copies survive today, 12 of them printed on parchment. In 1455, Fust sued Gutenberg for repayment. He won the case and took over the entire workshop, which he passed to his adopted son, Peter Schoeffer, a former apprentice of Gutenberg. Gutenberg continued working in a smaller workshop with partners Heinrich Keffer and Berthold Ruppel. In 1465, he was honored by the Archbishop of Mainz and granted a court pension. Gutenberg died blind on February 3, 1468, in Mainz. However, some legends claim that the real inventor of printing was Laurens Janszoon Koster, a Dutchman from Haarlem. According to this story, he carved letters for his grandchildren and accidentally discovered printing between 1436 and 1440. But there is no historical evidence to support this claim. The first proven printing shop using movable type outside Germany appeared later, around 1473 to 1474, in Utrecht, operated by Nicolaas Ketelier and Gerard de Liempt. Other names sometimes mentioned as early inventors include Jean Brito, Pamphilo Castaldi, and Prokop Waldvogel. Yet today, it is Johannes Gutenberg who stands as the true pioneer, the man whose invention forever changed the way humanity shares knowledge.